Hi, this is Michelle Moons with Breitbart News. We're down here in Oracle, Arizona, reporting at the protests surrounding 40 to 60 illegal alien youth being transferred from Texas detention facilities out here to a remote detention facility out in the outskirts of Oracle. And we are here with Mercy. And could you just, it sounds so beautiful when you say your name yourself, could you say your full name for us?
It's Maria Mercedes.
Wonderful. And Mercy is out here today, she said, because of Andrew Breitbart. And I just want her to tell her story, how he affected her life, and why that brings her out here today.
Well, I've spent most of my adult life being a peacemaking, conciliatory person, trying to build bridges, trying to, treat other people with respect and expect that they would treat me with respect. And I thought Andrew Breitbart was really obnoxious for the longest time. And the more I listened to him, though, and the more I saw and the more I learned about and read about what was really going on and what he was really up against, the more I realized you don't fight the kind of corruption and stuff that he was fighting and be a nice guy. It's like fighting cage fighters with the old rules of engagement. You just don't do it. You get hosed. And so I began to admire him more and more for the courage that he had, being willing to be a lightning rod for the kind of hate that was leveled against him just for trying to challenge the liars and the bullies and the thugs out there. And there are so many of them. And I think when he died, I cried and cried and cried because I felt like we lost such a fighter against those people. And I determined, at that point, I need to step up and I need to be Breitbart like everybody else, right? Because if we don't do it, we're all going to get hosed. And maybe we will get hosed anyway, but I'm going to go out like a Breitbart and not like the kind of person that I was. And so I'm determined now to speak my mind and to stand up to the liars and the bullies like he did. And I will be made out to be a hater like they made him out to be, and I'll be made out to be a teabagging jerk like they make out all of us people to be. But no more Mrs. Nice Bear. I'm just not going there anymore.
Yeah, and you said that that's what brings you out here today, is Andrew's influence and how that has changed your life. Could you just speak to how that brings you out here today?
Yeah, I never would have been willing to put myself out here. Here's my name here. I'm hello world, because you don't want to draw that kind of attention to yourself. But I feel like everyday people, what I've found is I've tried to do this as I've become outspoken and I've spoken up for what I believe. I do this on the internet and everything. People say you're crazy, and I'm like, maybe so, and maybe I'll get taken down someday for it. But every week I have people that come up to me, thank you for speaking out, thank you for saying what you say, because I don't have the guts to say it, and I'm glad to know I'm not alone. And I think that's what happens, is those of us who are conservative, those of us who resist what they're trying to do to us in this country, feel alone. And we all need to have the courage to stand up together and say, we're not alone, and we are Americans, and we count. And so I felt the need to come here today and say, we are people. We're not people that hate children. These people coming across here are not all children. They're gang members. They're people that are sick. They're all kinds of people that are gaming the system. The system matters. The law and order matters. And I'm here to stand up for law and order. I'm here to stand up for fairness for these children. How fair is it to these children to tempt them here and to entice them with warm and fuzzy stuff so that 100,000 more of them come across here? And I think the most humane thing to do is to stand up and say, secure the border, draw a line there and say, you're not coming here. The world is full of people who are bleeding and suffering, and I know many of them personally. I've tried to bring some of them here from Africa, a family that we knew. Get in line. We can't. The lifeboat can only hold so many, and this boat is going under. And we have our children, we have our grandchildren, we have people in this country, families, children in places like Chicago that are in crisis. What do we say to them? What do we say to the veterans that are dying because we can't give them health care? Compassion has to have, both eyes open. We have to, charity begins at home, and that's my message, I guess. We have to take care of our responsibilities and stand up and be fair to everybody. And this isn't being fair to those children or to anyone.
Well, thank you so much, Mercy. Really appreciate you being here and speaking with us today.